Welcome viewers. Today we have with us Professor Rajendra Singh ji, Professor Anand Kumar ji, Dr. Vismita. I would like to invite Anand sir, President, Indian Academy of Health Psychology, to introduce the speaker of today and invite him for the lecture. Anand sir, please.
Thank you, Dr. Rakesh Jain ji, Dr. Rajendra Singh ji, and Dr. Vismita Paliwal, and welcome all the viewers. Now, we are having with us Professor Rajendra Singh ji, who is Professor and Head Department of Community Medicine, SDJH Medical College and Hospital, Azamgarh. He is a very renowned personality in the area of community mental health. He is inventor of applied Preventology, and he has been awarded President of India for Social Service, American Excellence Award for Community Health and Holistic Medicine, and Best Educationalist Award by IIM Delhi. He was awarded as Best Teacher Award by Government of UP, Award for Health and Medicine Journalism, Consultant of HIV/AIDS Wing of UNICEF. He has authored 3 books. He has been conferred fellowships of various national and international organizations. Now, today he will speak on illness and wellness, a holistic perspective. So, I request Dr. Rajendra Singh ji to start his speech.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the session, Illness to Wellness, the Holistic Perspective. In today's session, we are going to discuss what is health, what is illness, what is sickness, what is disease, and we should understand that what wellness is and how to promote the health. Our third objective will be to understand the prevention of disease in a holistic perspective. The next slide, please. Next one, please. Yes. So, dear viewers, let me understand. Sir, back one. Let us understand what illness is. Illness or sickness is basically a impairment or dearrangement in the state of health. And as you all are aware that according to WHO, health is a state of complete physical, mental, social, and spiritual well-being, not merely absence of any disease or infirmity. It means not a temporary kind of thing has to be remained for a short time, and the person has in all total has to a equilibrium system in fact the harmonious situation in physical body, mind, spirit, and the spiritual well-being. So this is what state of health is. In the state of health the person has to be. In the state of abnormal functioning, there will be disease. Disease means it's a state of morbid anatomy and physiology. Whereas we all know that anatomy is the structure of body and the physiology is functioning of the body. So in the state of disease, we must be having any change in our bodily structure or the function. So this is what the difference between sickness and disease is. Now, next please. Now we will see that how this disease come into existence. What is the relationship means, what is the phenomena which works on disease, how a healthy person can become a diseased person. So there is a trinity, there is a bond between 3 aspects or 3 factors which are known as agent, environment, and host, or rather agent, host, and environment. This trinity plays very important role in creating a disease in a healthy human being. You all know agent can be a biological agent, can be a chemical agent, can be any kind of agent which has a faculty or which has a power to change in our physiology or biochemistry. So agents are actually the external force which can create an imbalance into the body and mind, in fact, some time. So these are all agents. Then we have environment. We have all types of environment in which we are surrounded. Actually, the journey of illness starts with an individual. And as a person of psychology, we all know that individually we all are different. Everybody has a different kind of genome. Everybody has a different kind of genetic structure, and moreover, the behavior pattern also, because we all know that we have various traits. Born traits, some are acquired traits. So the individual is entirely different. That is what the host is in case of a disease. So the disease is based on this relationship of agent, host, and environment. The host has certain factors. Here, factors means the person's age, his sex, his nature of work, his education, his socio-economic status, his religious practices, his faith, his belief, his cultural factors. All this combines the host factors, and that individual carries all these factors in him. But once he comes into this world, he is merely a biological being. He just remain a biological being for based on certain kind of physiological needs. But as he grows in age, all these agencies of socialization, which is family, friends, peers, then later on educational institutions, then later on the religion, the social norm, the social values, all contributes to make this host as a influential person in the society or in the community, and the person becomes a fully socially active person. So these are certain host factors which contributes in the disease. Then comes the environment. Environment means all kind of environments, including physical, psychological, then your ecological. Physical environments includes your air, water, housing, sunlight, your exposure to sunlight, your type of housing we live, because we know that nowadays we have means everybody has a pattern that every door and windows are always covered with the thick kind of curtains, where the ventilation is not possible or where the dust fumes are there. So this can cause disease. So air exposure, then sun exposure. We are not so much exposed to the sun, so there is a cause that is known as vitamin D deficiency. So there is, if there is a lack of sun exposure, there is a problem of vitamin D deficiency, and which is very common nowadays. So these are certain environmental factors which are responsible for making a person disease. Next, please. Next slide, please. So in this condition, if we are diseased, so what we do? We basically approach to a physician or a doctor. So what should be the mission of the physician? The mission of the physician has to be to restore the sick to health and to cure. But restored the sick to health means the doctor or the physician has to tell to the patient whosoever come to him that what are the modes through which, by practicing which, he can become healthy again, or by practicing what type of things which he can practice, and the duration of his disease can be reduced. But usually, due to lack of time and so many other reasons, our doctors or physicians are not able to guide the patient to follow all that kind of practices through which he can become healthy. They just prescribed, and even the patient who approaches to the doctor is also interested. He always say कि डॉक्टर साहब मुझे कोई दवाई दे दीजिए ताकि मैं जल्दी ठीक हो जाऊं. But if the doctor tells him कि भैया ये चीजें कर लो, डाइट अपनी ठीक कर लो, वाटर इनटेक ठीक कर लो, स्लीप ठीक कर लो, अपना एंजाइटी और स्ट्रेस थोड़ा ठीक कर लो, या उसको इस तरह से मैनेज कर लो, and then you will get rid of the disease. यदि ये कहता है डॉक्टर तो कई बार many times it happens, because since last 29 years I am also practicing. So we see in our day-to-day practice that many patients come and they say कि डॉक्टर साहब कोई दवाई दे दीजिए. If we suggest them कि भाई you alter this kind of your practices or health habits or food items, they say कि नहीं डॉक्टर साहब कुछ दवाई तो दे ही दीजिए. So major focus of people is कि भाई आप मुझे दवाई दे दो मैं ठीक हो जाऊं. But in real sense, what we take as a Hippocratic oath or medical oath, there is a provision that we should tell to the patient to restore the sick to the health. Means we should tell to the patient what are different ways and means apart from the medication or pharmacological things, apart from the pharmacological formulations. We should tell them that what are other means of being healthy or remaining healthy for a long time. So this is basically lacking. Maybe the doctors are having lack of time. The patient is also in hurry, because many of the patient have a tendency कि एक doctor से ठीक नहीं हो तो let's go to other doctor. Means they start doctor shopping. They don't give that required time to the doctor also for healing process also, because healing process is not such a thing which can happen overnight. It takes time because your body has almost 12 13 different systems, and this is a organization of different system. CNS is there, CVS is there, respiratory system is there, so many other systems are there. So it's basically organization of different type of organs, so it needs time. And in existing healthcare delivery system also, whatever healthcare delivery system we have in India, the government system of healthcare, which is primary healthcare, community healthcare, and specialty healthcare is there. Because you see nowadays we have specialties, various specialties. Apart from being a PG in medicine, people has to specialize as a DM. So we have DM cardiology, DM endocrinology, and other super specialization is there. Super specializations are good, but they focus on a particular area only. So our existing healthcare delivery system does not have that kind of approach which can treat the patient holistically. Means basically we treat the disease in a person. That is, the disease is based on certain sign and symptoms. Unless until the sign and symptoms is not there, we cannot say that the person is diseased. But it is not true in all the senses. If the person is having some kind of notions, if he has not comfortable, or he is not feeling well, in fact, so that is also some underlying cause of the disease. But existing healthcare delivery system is basically based on science, symptom, treatment, and diagnosis, or rather testing. So this is not exactly the mission of the physician. So what we should do, what we should take a step ahead to get rid of sickness or illness. Next, please. Next slide, please. The physician must know. This is basically, the physician must know he is like a preserver of health. If he knows the things which can rearrange the health, that cause the disease, or how to remove them from a person in health, that if he knows, then it is in the welfare of the patient, and the patient can get rid of the disease very fast, very easily. So what we should do for that? Next, please. That is basically a journey. That this illness to wellness is basically a journey. This is a journey from I to we. I stands for individual, because we are basically an individual, and we have individual differences also. So whatever disease affects me does not possible, it's not necessary that that disease has to be being affected by other person also, because it depends on so many things, like my bodily system, my organs, my physical fitness, my immunity level, my food habits, my daily lifestyle, or my activities of daily living. All this comprises in an individual, and if they get disturbed or dearranged, definitely there will be a disease. So we have to start from the individual, but this journey has to be started from the individual to we means all of us, means the family members and other people also. Because when we see that this individual is suffering from some disease, he is an individual, and his individuality is characterized by sick role. What role he has to play for fighting against the disease is decide or determine that how much time he will take to get rid of the disease. Because sick role is very important, as well as the role of significant others, to which we are saying we, means the family members, the caregivers, the caretakers, the doctors, or other healthcare team. It depends on them also. So basically, this journey of illness to wellness has to be a holistic phenomena. Means we have to take good care of our body, then mind, and then spirit. Means we have to take good care of our body, and then our mental status or our psychological well-being, then our spiritual pathway also. If we approach to all this is a holistic phenomena, and if we approach to it this, definitely we can maintain our health. And if we any by any chance or by any means, if we fell ill, then we can recover in a very faster way. If we maintain our bodily functioning properly, then to our mental status, then our spiritual practices, definitely we get rid of any disease. So wellness has to be a family affair. It is not for individual only, but the whole family has to be involved in the process of healing, or in the process of getting rid of a disease or getting cure. So it has to be, because once it becomes a family affair, then there are certain norms for health that are health norms. So all the complete family members will follow these norms, then definitely the whole family will become healthy. And to achieve this health and wellness goals, it will be easy for all of them to restore their health, and to achieve optimum level of health, so that not that individual, but the other person, means other persons of the family, will also not suffer from any disease, and they will remain healthy for a long time. Because if you see the disease, next please, if you see the disease, there is a iceberg of wellness. And this wellness is if you see the iceberg, so tip of the iceberg is basically the state of health. But it is not true. This is just a superficial picture. Inside it, there is a lot of things which are hidden under the water. It may be the person's spiritual being, how much spiritual practices he is doing, his psychological level or his mental level, in fact, his motivational level to achieve the health status or achieve the wellness or the well-being, then his lifestyle, his behavior pattern, all this comprises into the illness. So it is a hidden part of the state of health. Once it comes up, definitely the person will become diseased, or he will be sick. And if you want to get this wellness, what we have to do next, please? If we are striving for optimal health, what we have to do? Wellness is basically a continuum of ranging from right from childhood till death. We have so many practices which we have to keep regularly. These healthy practices or healthy behavior, this can help us to move closer to the optimal health or highest standard of health, what we call it. But this highest standard of health cannot be achieved alone, because we are living in the society, we are living in the community, and this significant other people plays very important role in keeping oneself healthy or making oneself disease. So each and every individual has to take good efforts if they wanted to remain uh, in the state of health. Uh, Next, please. I have five dimensions formula for wellness. This I call big five of wellness. It comprises the physical wellness or the physical well-being. Actually, the physical wellness involves health-related aspects, and it is directed to the bodily care. The physical level first means we have to follow the basics of health and hygiene. Health, hygiene, and sanitation. That is what makes a physical wellness. Means you must have a healthy food habit. You must have an exercise pattern. You must have a good sleep, and moreover you have a sound mind. So if you are following physical wellness, definitely you are towards achieving the goal of wellness. Then we have social wellness, which involves interacting with people and to the environment and having satisfying relationship. Once we are into the community, once we are into the society as a social being, our interaction and interrelationship has to be healthy. If we are having some problem in our interrelationship or interaction with each other or with other persons, definitely there will be some problem, and it will reflect on your health also. So we have to satisfying and very good kind of relationship with each and everyone. Then comes the emotional wellness or emotional well-being, which involves a sense of self-worth and acceptance for things that are different. We have to accept the things easily so that there won't be any kind of problem. Then we have intellectual wellness. Intellectual wellness, it starts with your ability to use the knowledge which you acquire. Whatever knowledge you have acquired, if you are sharing with the society, if you are sharing with the community, it gives you a self-satisfaction, and it gives a boost to your intellect also. Then comes the spiritual wellness. Spiritual wellness means basically you are working to achieve the spiritual potential and find harmony in living, because the harmonious functioning of life is very important. Ultimately, because in a holistic phenomena, the wellness means you have to be happy, healthy, and harmonious. If you are healthy, you will become happy. If you are healthy and happy, definitely your all functioning will be harmonious towards life, towards yourself, and towards the significant others. And this way you will grow in life and you will be a fully functioning person into the community. Next, please. What influences your wellness or what affects your healthness? Everyone should must know that our wellness is basically dependent on our heredity or our genetic codes. So whatever we have in our family history, we must be aware about it. Say, like for example, if I have a family history of hypertension, or if I have a family history of diabetes, so since childhood or whenever I get means aware about the disease part, or when I be alert, or when I am mature, definitely if we follow this thing from our childhood, or rather from teenage or adolescence, that if the family members tells us or the parents tells us that we have the family history of hypertension or diabetes or some other cardiac disorder or something else, so if we get aware, definitely we start healthy practicing. So one should teach or tell to the person that these are our family history and these are the diseases which we have. So if we take good precaution, if we get take a good preventive aspects or preventive health practices, if we do, definitely we can control or we can reduce the sphere of action of that particular disease, or in fact we can delay the disease in happening into our body. May it be diabetes, may it be hypertension, or whatever. If we are aware, if we are alert, then we definitely have so many modes of prevention nowadays through which we can prevent so many diseases. In fact, nowadays there is a provision that we can reverse so many diseases, like diabetes can be reversed, hypertension can be reversed. There are certain other cardiac disorders also, and some other diseases which can be reversed. But for reversal, one has to be determined, and it has to be a early identification. If it is early diagnosis, if the early identification is there, definitely there are chances of reversal of that particular disease or any other disease. So family history is a good indicator for any kind of illness or sickness or any kind of disease. If we have family history, definitely it will be a boon to know early, and it will help in fighting against that particular kind of disease, or you can control, or rather if you are not able to control, you will be understand that how I can manage this particular disease, and that is in a very early phase. If you can detect any disease in early phase, definitely the prognosis or the fate of the disease will be better, because you will start the treatment early. You can have a preventive aspects in early stage, and the disease will not be dreadful, or the end of the disease won't be in the case in the terms of death. So family history is an important thing. Moreover, apart from family history, if oneself is aware about what the type of disease he is having, or the symptom whatever he is having, it indicates to what disease. If get diagnosed earlier or fast, or means as soon as possible, in that case the prevention is better, or the treatment can be early started, or the diagnosis will be in fact the prognosis will be better. Then comes the second thing which influences our wellness or well-being is our mental status. Everybody know stress, anxiety, depression, sleeplessness, and so many other things are there, which can create a lot of turmoil in one's life, and it will affect, definitely it will affect the bodily functions also, to which we say psychosomatic disorders. So WHO says that around 60% of the diseases nowadays are of psychosomatic origin. It may be right from blood pressure to diabetes to various type of allergies, then asthma, then certain kind of types of cancer also. So there is a huge or big list of psychosomatic disorders. So mental status of an individual can be indicating or indicator for wellness. Then comes the social or peer pressures. There are so many things. It happens in the cases of adolescents or teenager people or young adults many time also. Because of peer pressure, we start having so many things which is not healthy. Say for example, very small things: tea, coffee, then smoking, then drinking, alcohol, drugs, and so many other things. There are variety of peer pressure which presses oneself to get into the high risk behavior also. As high risk behavior contains so many things like speedy driving is there, then alcohol taking, then taking drugs, then having explicit sexual relationship also, or trying for that. So peer pressure can make oneself disease, or it's a dangerous thing for kind of wellness. Then comes the cultural factors or cultural aspect of wellness. It includes the food, our food habits, because India, or in fact, Indians are very fond of food. Everybody has a means that kind of liking for foods. So because of taste, we eat so many things that is not required for the body or not healthy for us. But before keeping that thing in mouth, we never think about it, that what will be the consequences, or what will be the after effect of that particular food on my body. Uh, the same thing, alcohol is also there. Why I included cultural factor, alcohol in cultural factor is because taking one or two peg is very common nowadays, or celebrating something is without alcohol is not possible, or because of some good event is in the home, or some good happening is there, alcohol has to be there. Then comes the physical activity. Actually, technologically advancement or the technical advancement has made us physically inactive. So it comes into the cultural factor. Why? Because now into the modern society or SPD phase of life, we have a rapid urbanization, and we have acquired so many things that physically we have to exert very less. For that, we have a morning evening schedule of exercise, or going to gym, or and so on. But the working hours are also increased nowadays. So if you are working for a long hours, definitely there will be problem. WHO says nowadays the silent killer is, apart from diabetes and blood pressure, physical inactivity is also a silent killer, which damages oneself, and you doesn't know until unless there is a sign and symptom of kind of disease. Then comes the environmental factors which affects your wellness. That is, pollution is one of the very common factor, and this is just not the outside pollution. This pollution can be inside also, because in houses we have, everybody means most of the people have either air conditioner, or we have coolers, or we have fans and all that. So we are creating artificial air, and this air contains lot many germs also. So if you don't have a kind of sanitary measures, or if you don't clean this all giving AC and coolers and all that, if you are not cleaning them properly weekly, and not having a cleaning practices, then in that condition, that inside or in-house pollution is also dangerous, and it creates lot many problem like asthma is one of the common thing. Then you have a respiratory distress syndrome. Then you have lot many other things also which can be because of in-house pollution. Then sanitation measures, thanks to COVID and COVID-like infectious diseases. Because of that, we have started, we have learned, in fact, hand washing. We have learned sanitization practices. Now we have learned social distancing, which has to be a physical distancing. In fact, to keeping a mask on the covering nose and mouth with mask, and these are all sanitary practices which we have to keep continue apart from the COVID also, because if we make it a part of our life, definitely we can reduce the chances of carrying infection to our home and carrying infection to our body also. Then clean drinking water is also one of the important aspect for environmental thing. This clean drinking water does not always means that you must have a RO water. The clean drinking water, water's definition is it has to be a potable water. Potable water means it has to be colorless, it has to be odorless, and it has to be germs free. Once it comes to germs free, the nature in India has given lot of ample of things which make it germ free. If you are means having a underground water, unless until it is not near to the industrial area, the water is drinkable. And very simple thing is, if you have a water, you wanted to check it, test it with TDS. If you have TDS meters, or rather you can purchase a TDS meter online. It is very cheap, around 200 rupees, and you get your water tested. And then, if the TDS is around 300, it is okay. You can use the water; it is safe. Don't go for chlorination also. And my suggestion is, as a public health consultant, uh, that you must not go for RO system, because RO system, because of reverse osmosis, there are so many other elements which can get killed or stored by RO process, and it doesn't come into water, which are important. These minerals and all that is important for your body, to for digestion, for nervous system, and for your bodily mass things. It is required, but in RO water, definitely it gets affected. So these are some environmental factors. Then the workplace well-being is also very important if you wanted to remain healthy for a long time, because maximum time we are working, at least 6 to 8 hours we are working. So during that work time, our workplace has to be a kind of a healthy workplace where you can enjoy working. It has not to be a stressful place. Under the Indian Factory Act, there is a provision that each and every employee has to be get medically check up periodically. There must be some provision for entertainment. There must have to be provision for healthy food also. So there are certain provisions, and moreover that, then individual has to make a work-life balance also. So if you are doing good work-life balance, or if you are managed to work and your family life both, so definitely there are less chances of getting sick. Next, please. These are 5 principal organs which are important for wellness. The first one is brain, heart, then lungs, then liver, then kidneys, and intestine. So brain has to be maintained what way? That our thought, feeling, and action. This is basically keep our brain healthy. Then heart is there. If you wanted to get wellness, or you wanted to be in the state of well-being, so you have to practice gratitude, kindness, and compassion, so that your heart will remain healthy. Then comes the lungs. This principal organ of lungs, uh, basically its well-being, or lungs well-being, is dependent on breathing pattern. Many of us doesn't breathe properly. Actually, we are means it's an voluntary process. So breathing comes through its own and goes its own, means the oxygen supply is an automatic process. So we doesn't breathe properly. Actually, we have to take proper breathing, because our lungs has to be flat fully and peacefully. So if we are doing breathing practice, definitely the input of oxygen will be very good, and the oxygen carries all kind of elements to all the body parts, and it gives nutrition to the body. So we have to do conscious breathing, because many times we say and we practice mindfulness. So mindfulness has to be practiced with breathing also, because if you are if you are fully aware about your breathe, definitely there won't be less chances of lungs problem. Then liver is there. Liver's wellness depends on what you eat and what you drink actually. So if you want to keep your liver healthy, definitely you have to think about your eating patterns and drinking pattern. Kidney is a wonderful filter. It is filter par excellence. So you have to maintain wellness by drinking proper water, that is 2 to 4 liters into a 24 hours or in a day. And don't go for carbonated water and other kind of things, because it creates a lot many problems in the bodily system. It does not only damage the kidney, but it affects the biochemical composition of the blood also. Then comes the intestine. Its basic work is absorption. But if you are not chewing your food properly, almost 32 times, then it is difficult for the intestine to digest that food article or food item, and it will remain undigested, and it will create gases, it will create constipation. And moreover, in due course of time, if you are not chewing your food properly, in due course of time you will be affected by metabolic syndrome or metabolic disorder, which will be in the form of obesity, diabetes, and hypertension. So chew your food properly, use your teeth for chewing purpose, and intestine doesn't have any teeth. So think about it, because if the chime is going there, if the digested food, or if the food goes in a liquid form to the intestine, it will absorb in a better way, and it will evacuate in a better way. Then the last system is musculoskeletal system. Our body posture is also very important, because the nature has given us each and every organ has to be remain on a fixed position, means it has its own longitude and latitude. So if we are not sitting or walking or moving in a erected position or posture, in fact, then our bodily organs get affected. Next, please. So, if we want to get wellness, or if we are traveling from sickness or illness to wellness, so we have to make certain changes. This is a famous model of CAP model, which is being practiced for health promotion and being healthy for a long time. It is knowledge, attitude, and practice. Knowledge, we all have a lot of information about healthcare practices, about health, about disease, and so many other information we have. So we have to sort that information, and with through that information and through that knowledge, we have to change our attitude towards healthy practices in life. Right? If we change our attitudes towards healthy practices, definitely nobody can means stop us for keeping achieving the goal of wellness. Next, please. We have a human body energy clock actually. If you see the slides, you can see that right from morning till night, there is each and every part of organ of body is involved. Say for example, in the early morning, if you awake early morning 5 o'clock, so between 5 to 7 o'clock, what we should do for remaining healthy, there is a time for large intestine. So we have to wake up and we have to drink almost 500 we can keep our large intestines healthy. During 5 to 7 a.m., we have to go for a brisk walk, no caffeine at this 7, and our body basically needs a lot of water in colon to keep it clean. During 7 to 9 a.m. in the morning, we have to eat breakfast, because it's a time for stomach organ. And in breakfast, we should have fruit, protein, low GI carbs, and healthy fats. We have to take vitamins also. And 9 to 11 is the time for spleen, which is for work and to be active. And then we have 11 to 1 a.m., 1 p.m. That is for heart. In this time we have to eat lunch and socialize, and we have 1 to 3 p.m. we have a small intestine, which will during this time we can solve our problems and get organized. During 3 to 5, it is a time for bladder organ. We can work, we can study, we can have tea. That's why the tea time is between 3 to 5 p.m. And this is a best time for efficient working and to have uh, uh, the practices. Then 5 to 7 p.m. we have the time for kidneys. At this time we can eat our dinner and restore our energy. And during 7 to 9, this is a time for pericardium. Pericardium is basically a point which have a electrical impulse to generate for conditioning of health. Health is a heart. Heart is our primary organ, and it works 24 hours throughout the life without a stop. So this pericardium is very important aspect. Then we have gallbladder time from 1 a.m. 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. Then the liver is working at 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. So this is what actually human body energy clock. It is resembling, or it is exactly with our biological clock or circadian rhythm which we have. So how to maintain this energy? Basically, we can maintain this wellness energy through the input of eating, sensing, and breathing. Breathing, I already told you how to breathe. Then eating is also very important, but we have to decide what to eat, not to eat. This has to be decided wisely. Then only this energy system can be maintained. Then comes the sensing. Sensing means all our sense organ has to be operated mindfully. So what we have to see, we have to decide. What we have to hear, we have to decide. What we have to taste, we have to decide. Unless until we are not governing all these senses, then the energy system will be depleted definitely. Next, please. Everybody has problems in their life. Everybody has the problem. So Rakesh sir, next please. We have to face the challenge because the human being has an ample of potential to face the problems in life. Every problem has some or the other solution. Many times that it happens that we cannot see the problems in front of our eyes. It may be we have to think out of the box also many times. We can get cooperation from other people. We can ask for solution of our problem from the experienced people also. So this can be done, and every challenge can be faced. There is no reason for being deprived, and we can ask other people for help because ultimately we are human being. We are living in the society, so cooperation is available. If we ask somebody, people are ready to help. Is any form. Has next please. Tobacco has almost 4,000 of poisonous substance. Has a potential to hair loss, cataract in our eyes. It affects the tooth decay. Lung cancer can be caused by it. Heart disease is caused by this. Stomach ulcer, discolored fingers, and many times this discolored fingers becomes as a gang, which is very sperm. There is lack of youth because this infertility is causing day by day. It is increasing day by day, infertility in young couples. This is very next, please, Rakesh sir. This is also one of the important aspect in our life, and it is creating a lot of sickness. Is using so. Also and otherwise also, if you are having a prolonged screen time, definitely we have to take good care of our eyes also, because of which we are getting dry eye syndrome nowadays, or computer eye syndrome. So we have to think about it. And this talking for a long time on telephone creates a lot many problems. Image building is being affected. Then insomnia can be caused. Distraction from things is caused. Then our behavior, our decision making is being affected. Then our memory is being affected by constant or prolonged use of mobile phones. Moreover, nowadays the study says that if you are using more than 6 hours, if you are constantly using the smartphone, there are chances of having or risk factor of having brain tumor or brain cancer. So we have to take good care about this, and because it's an essential part of our life, it is a good mode of communication, so we have to use it sparingly. Moreover, it is better that if you connect it with earphone or any Bluetooth device, it is better. Don't keep it near to your head or near to the ear. And many people have a habit of sleeping with the smartphones, keeping near to head during sleep also. So please be cautious. Don't do this. It is very hazardous. Now comes to the healthy practice. Next, please. We have very indigenous knowledge. We have so many herbs. We have so many kitchen herbs in our kitchen, which can keep you healthy, which can boost your immunity and keep you healthy for a long time. So you please use that indigenous things. You have haldi in your kitchen, turmeric, then you have cumin seed, jeera, then you have coriander powder, dhania, then you have garlic. You have so many spices. Indian spices are good in keeping oneself healthy for a long time. It creates immunity as well as it cleans your body. It works as a antioxidant also. So there are so many things which you can drink early in the morning, like this turmeric water. You can have coriander water, or you can have water with funnel. Uh, a lot many things. Even you can use this long close water you can have in the morning. So lot many things can be act as a antioxidant in your body and detoxify your body, in fact. So this is good element which we have to in home, and we can use it as a daily practice, and it will keep oneself healthy. And moreover, if you wanted to know more about the herbs and what are the kitchen remedies, you can download one app which is Ayush app, and it is promoted by Ayush Ministry, Government of UP. And this Ayush app has lot many supportive videos and we have indigenous knowledge in the form of things which we know, the knowledge we have from our forefathers, or since Rakesh sir, next please. Since ages, we are practicing these things. Like you can see into the slide, चैत्र माह में नीम की पत्ती हर दिन खावे, ज्वर डेंगू या मलेरिया 12 मील भगावे. It means that if you start having 4-5 leaves per day early morning of neem leaves, if in summers you take it, then you don't have a fever or dengue or malaria. So kind of indigenous knowledge we have, which we have to practice to remain healthy for a long time. ठंड लगे जब आपको, सर्दी से हो बेहाल, नींबू मधु के साथ में अदरक पिए उबाल. This is about ginger, which you can boil as a tea, and you can have it along with the nibu, lemon, and honey. And this is just not only affect in influenza, in coryza, or general allergic rhinitis, but it will develop immunity in you also. So this is very good thing, which we our forefathers has been practiced, and we also can. Like the next tip we have, तेल तड़का छोड़कर नींद भुवन को जाए, मधुमेह का नाश हो जो जन अलसी खाए. So alsi or flaxseed is also very good detoxifying agent. If we can have a 2 spoon of flaxseed every day, definitely our whole GIT system will be cleansed, and even you can get rid of cholesterol also, and you can increase good cholesterol, and this viscosity of blood can also be maintained with it, and it is a liver detoxifier also. By knowing this utility of flaxseed, companies have started making capsules of flaxseed also. So it is available that way also. But if we have to take in a natural form. If we take it in a natural form, it is always better. So these were certain indigenous practices which will help us to lead towards wellness, and from sickness to wellness we can move. And then we have certain daily practices or regular practice which leads to healthy lifestyle. That is taking a 30 to 40 minutes walk every day. This is required for keeping oneself healthy for a long time. Next, please. Then sit in a silence for at least 10 minutes every day, morning, evening, or morning, night, whatever time suits you. This gives you solace, this gives you peace, and it keeps you organized. You can think over your day-to-day routine, and even you can plan your day also. The next common thing which we should practice is no one is a charge of your happiness except you. This has to be imbibed. This thought has to be practiced, and if we practice, definitely we'll get rid of so many tensions or so many day-to-day problems. What other people think of you is none of your business. It is a good line to which tells us that whatever suits us, what is good for us, we should practice without bothering about others. This is also a mood elevator. No matter how you feel, get up, dress up, and show up. It means you don't have to you don't have to be dependent on your mood. Every time you have to be get ready and move on the way. Next, please. This is each night before you go to bed. Complete this following sentence. In fact, say to God, I am thankful to God for so many things in my life, for giving me food today, for accomplishing my day today. So this way, if we have a lifestyle since morning till night, definitely we will remain healthy. And by default, if we fall sick, we can get rid of sickness or get rid of any disease very smoothly if we follow all these practices. And these are the healthy practices which we expect that each and every individual who wanted to remain healthy for a long time must practice it. So that's all for today. Thank you very much for listening patiently, and I hope you have got an idea about certain lifestyle changes and challenges to curb the illnesses in your life and to promote wellness. Thank you very much. Thank you for being with us. Thank you very much to the organizers, to the Indian Academy of Health Psychology for giving me this opportunity to talk to you people about my little knowledge about how you can remain healthy for a long time. Thank you once again. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. And definitely not the little knowledge, because I have been knowing you since years and you have been working in this field tirelessly. And that is the knowledge that you have provided to us. Guys, we are now open for the question and answer session. So if you have any questions, you are most welcome to put your questions in the comment box. So till then, sir, there is one question that was asked. I think, yeah, it was in a kind of question only. So as we can see that it is very difficult to change our lifestyle and food habits, and that is a very big challenge in front of doctors and counselors, because when we talk about these treatments which go parallelly with the medications, or which are preventive in their nature, there is a challenge being faced by the doctors and the counselors or the therapists as well. I myself face this challenge, that people do not rely that much on preventive care. So what are the steps that a counselor or a psychologist can take in order to keep the patient or the client motivated, so that they can keep that lifestyle change and they can rely on that change?
Wonderful question, Vismita. Actually, this has to be realized individually. Means it is basically we have to change the mindset of the individual or the sufferer or the patient. Unless until it cannot be done, or this good kind of repo has to be made, and then it has to be realized in all the way. Unless until the patient is not ready to change, it is very difficult. Number one. Number two, uh, the person or the individual has to take the food as a medicine. If does not take food as a medicine, then he has to take medicine as a food, and which is this is what being practiced nowadays. Every doctor, every prescription has lot many drugs together, but nobody talks about the food articles or the food items which one can take to remain healthy or to get rid of diseases. Actually, this is has to come into the modern day medical practice also, because before prescribing any drug, the doctors has to prescribe food articles also, or food supplements also, or kind of diet they have to suggest to the patient. If the doctor says, definitely the patient will definitely accept. And as far as counselors and psychologists are concerned, definitely there are means and ways of changing behavior. You must be knowing, many of us are know that ABC model of behavior change or behavior modification. So the counselor has to undergo a very small kind of training which is known as BCC, that is behavior change communication. If you take means a short course in BCC or can read about it, definitely they'll be able to handle this type of cases also.
Thank you so much, sir. Let me just tell you that we have received a lot of appreciation and a lot of comments from all over India and abroad in this session right now, live comments. And the guys who really want to visit this session, let me just, because there are some queries regarding the sessions, we are going to upload these sessions on our website, our Facebook page, and on our YouTube channel as well. So you can watch it as much as time as you want. You can like it, you can subscribe it. Sir, the next question is that apart from food habits, as you talked about mobile phone usage and other things that you talked about, these how to channelize children from the beginning of when they are having their first interaction or a first exposure to media and to social media and to addiction, devices, gadgets, and internet, and all those things, who are like very like teenagers are like very curious about it. They want to experiment with it and they want to see what is new. How to make them realize to balance all these things in their lives?
Again, a wonderful question, Vismita. Actually, this is a part of healthy parenting. Actually, it depends on the parents basically. How you train your child from the childhood, है ना? अपना काम बचाने के लिए या मैं काम करती रहूं इसलिए शॉर्ट वे में भी प्रोवाइड द मोबाइल, है ना? उसमें हम लोग यूट्यूब लगा देते हैं या एनी काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स. मैं आई सी लॉट मेनी पीपल व्हाइल आई ट्रैवलिंग आल्सो. तो छोटे बच्चे रहते हैं तो मदर्स डोंट टेक अ डिस्ट्रक्टिव स्टेप, मींस उनको डिस्ट्रैक्ट करने के लिए डोंट गिव अ ऑप्शन. The easiest option, you give mobile, right? So if you involve them in activity, unless until you involve yourself to them in an activity and provide the alternatives, till time they won't be going to listen to you, right? So this habit has to be started from childhood. For adolescents, there may be some creative work, creative activities. There may be so many time passes which can means intellectual kind of games, kind of. There may be so many creative activities in which they can be involved, and this way they can be distracted from this mobile.
So, Mr. Harish Jain, you got the answer to the question that related to media addiction. The only thing is to distract the children into more productive activities and divert their attention into that, interest and attention into that, which can be done.
Exactly.
Yes, sir. That conditioning can be done from the beginning. So
very true, very true. Again, the same thing. We have to start from the beginning. Okay, because there is a nowadays actually the parenting is very responsible behavior. It takes a lot of your time, your lot of innovation, your innovative ideas, how to handle children, because they are far away from you, means they are far advanced from you. Whatever you little know, they know much than you, right? So in that case you have to be advanced. So parenting is really very tough nowadays. So you have to be very tricky, and you have to be very attentive also at the same time, and you yourself has to be creative if you really wanted to means avoid all this teens tantrum and all that. Yeah.
Yes. Sir, one more question has been asked by Aarti ma'am from Jammu.
Yeah.
And she is asking that adolescents never think of wellness and well-being or
Correct.
mental health. So
Right.
that is a major matter of
Hmm.
concern. So what steps can be taken regarding this?
Hmm.
Because now they are in touch with the gadgets. Whatever interest they
Hmm.
have now, that
Hmm.
has been already conditioned. So when
Hmm.
then they don't have the concept of wellness in their minds, then how to
Correct.
interact with them?
Correct. 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 See, Vismita, all the viewers also, uh, adolescent or teenagers has lot many things to be imitated. They have a imitation practice also. So heroes पसंद है, heroes पसंद है तो उनकी बॉडी बिल्डिंग पसंद है, उनका बॉडी पसंद है, then उनका looks, उनका figure, उनका style, उनका hair style. So they can copy it. That you can motivate them in that way. That not for wellness, but if you want to become like them, if you want to get a good figure like them, if you want a V-shaped body, you must go to gym. You must have a yogic exercise, or you must have this kind of food, or avoid this food. If you take this food, this will affect your body mass muscles, right? So this way we can distract them, and this way we can trick them to keep a path on wellness. And we can teach them about we can tell them that if you want good marks in exams, or if you want to achieve this thing, you have to practice silence. You say, if you want to achieve this thing, you have to practice silence. If you want to achieve this thing, you have to practice silence. So this way we can teach them about
Okay, guys, I think there is
affection.
some technical error. Okay, yes. So we will have Sir back with us very soon. There has been some network error. So basically, what
Yeah.
Sir wanted to, yes, sir. Yes, we have Sir here.
Yeah, I have completed. Not on the
Okay.
name of wellness. सिर्फ wellness बोलने से उनको काम नहीं चलेगा. उनको हमको
Yes.
बताना पड़ेगा भाई तुम्हें यदि ऐसा बनना है तो तुमको ऐसा करना पड़ेगा, राइट?
Yes.
यदि
Yes.
आपको मेमोराइजेशन कैपेसिटी बढ़ानी है, आपको राइटिंग स्किल बढ़ाना है, तो आपको ये करना पड़ेगा. बिकॉज राइटिंग स्किल में भी आई हैंड कोऑर्डिनेशन है, एंड इफ यू आर डूइंग सम एक्सरसाइज उसमें भी आई हैंड कोऑर्डिनेशन है. तो दिस वे यू हैव टू टेल देम. डायरेक्टली इफ यू से कि भाई वेलनेस के लिए करना चाहिए, वेलबींग के लिए करना चाहिए, तो इट इज डिफिकल्ट कि वो सुनेंगे.
Yes, sir. And
Yeah.
you are absolutely right, sir. In adolescence, the adolescents are always looking to idealize someone in their lives.
Right.
So they
Modeling
are
behavior.
always
Modeling
looking,
behavior is there. Yeah.
yes,
Right.
is looking for it. So it is
Yeah.
good that we provide a modeling behavior so that they can channelize themselves in that way. So just one last question that we are going to take. The question is from Prerna Saxena. She is asking that during this pandemic, those who are working from home have prolonged working hours. Now, what measures can they take to avoid the adverse effects of working from home and long sitting hours?
Thank you very much, Prerna. It's a very relevant question in present day scenario. If you are working from home, and sitting job is there, or in fact you are doing a table work, take a break every half an hour. Every half an hour for 5 minutes, you take a break. Right. Then moreover, you keep a bottle on your table, and every half hour or 20 minutes you take a sip of water, or any juice or anything, so that it will create a liquidity in your body, and it will maintain the internal osmolar pressure in you, and it will keep you energized. So these two things are there. And if you are working on computers or a screen, take a break every 20-30 minutes. for 2 or 3 minutes. If you cannot take break, keep palming your eyes, doing this way to the eyes for 30 seconds or 60 seconds. If you're working prolonged on your computer or the screen, blink your eyes constantly, right? These are some things. And moreover, one thing more you can do, you can keep your small joints movement, doing like wrist joint. If you can move elbow joint this way, you can move. Then your knee joints you can move. In fact, nowadays there are chair Surya Namaskar, which is very easily available on internet or YouTube. You can do that, or working exercises are there for working people is there. So that can be added to your routine, so that you can keep yourself healthy. And as far as diet is concerned or food is concerned, you can avoid fried foods. You can avoid the spicy foods during because you are sitting for a long time. So keep yourself away from rich carbohydrate, fried things, and take fruits, salads. Lot many salads are there. You can germinate, अंकुरित बहुत सारा available हो सकता है. वो आप खाना अच्छा रहेगा. And in spite of taking namkeens and biscuits and all that, उसकी बजाय fruits or salads is a very good choice for that. Even you can have dry fruits also. But if you are having dry fruits, my suggestion is to utilize the dry fruits in a real sense. You soak them for 3 to 4 hours. Soaking will create all the amino acids and whatever minerals it has. It will release in an easy way, and it will be good for digestion. So यदि आप सचमुच में उसका पूरा यूज करना चाहते हैं ड्राई फ्रूट्स का, तो उनको 4 से 6 घंटे तक के पानी में भिगा के रखें. As a snacks you can take it, है ना, चाय और कॉफी के साथ you can have. Though I don't recommend tea and coffee as a healthy drink, but still you can have, because इंडिया में चाय और कॉफी बनाने का हमारा स्टाइल बड़ा डिफरेंट है. चाय भी जब बहुत देर तक उबल नहीं जाती, बॉयल नहीं हो जाती, टिल द टाइम हमको मजा नहीं आता उस चाय को पीने में.
Yes, and definitely we have to maintain that attention span as well, sir, throughout the working hours.
Right.
Yeah. So Deepti, that answers your question as well, that these are some of the things that we can take into account for increasing our attention span also. And the biological clock, that was the human body clock that was explained by sir, plays a very important role in your physical lifestyle as well as your internal organs, as well as monitoring your psychological well-being and attention span. So thank you so much, sir, for enlightening us about this topic, and definitely we will look forward to more of your sessions, because there are lots of once more coming in the comments for your sessions. So we are looking forward to have further sessions with you. And guys, regarding the feedback queries which are here, your feedback, your comments are feedbacks, and we consider them as your feedback. So those who want to give any of their feedbacks, you are most welcome to give us a comment in the comments box. And now I will call upon President Sir of Indian Academy of Health Psychology. Sir, over to you.
Thank you, Vismita. Thank you, Dr. Rajendra Singh ji. It was a wonderful journey from illness to wellness with you, and you very
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
And you very beautifully explained that illness is an impairment in the state of health, and trinity of the diseases, agent, host, and environment. That was wonderful. Mission of physician is to restore the sick to cure. Very good. And you also explained the journey from I to we, following the holistic phenomena of body, mind, and spirit. Well explained. The iceberg of wellness, big 5 dimensions of wellness: physical, social, emotional, intellectual, and spiritual wellness. That was really wonderful. And the factors affecting our wellness: heredity, family history, medical status, social or peer group pressure, food, alcohol, physical activities, environmental factors, workplace. It was very beautifully explained. And you again explained 5 principal organs for wellness. For wellness, we have to make changes in our knowledge, attitude, because of human body energy clock. The human body energy clock was really very beautifully explained, and it enhances our knowledge, and it is very useful in our daily life, and you also beautifully explained the indigenous items for health and wellness. It was really very wonderful, and thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Dr. Rajanji. We will again try to listen your speech on health and wellness. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for providing me this opportunity to talk to the wonderful people.
Dr. Vismita for vote of thanks, please.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Dr.
Thank you
Vismita.
so much. As usual, audience, you have been awesome, and thank you so much for your continuous blessings and your love. Please do write your comments after we finish with our live session. We will be uploading this video on our YouTube channel, so you can put your comments there, and we will consider them as your feedbacks, your appreciation. Your comments are all that we want. Please do subscribe to our YouTube channel, as well as visit our website, IAHP.net.in, so that you get further alerts for our sessions. So I first of all thank our resource person of the evening, Professor Rajendra sir, and as usual, he's very humble, very sweet and kind to take out time for us this evening, and he is the most applicable person, the most the only person that you can go for wellness, because like talking to him for like 10-15 minutes is a wellness itself. So after thanking the resource person, I would thank the man who has started this initiative, who has given us this platform, our president, sir, Professor Anand Kumar, sir, from IAHP. Sir, thank you so much. It is because of you that we are getting so valuable lectures from such eminent resource persons throughout, and we are really, really indebted to you. Then the mastermind behind it, the technical mind behind it, the all hands behind it, our chairman of E-Academy IAHP, Dr. Rakesh Jain, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your time. And obviously all our life members who are continuously getting alerts and who are right now with us. Guys, I also request you to visit our website, see our memberships, and see the perks and discounts associated with our members. And now, least our executive members, our EC committee members, our core committee members, our national coordinators, our regional coordinators who have been working day and night to provide you as much as information as they can in the field of psychology. Good evening, guys. We will be back very soon with good topics for us to discuss, and good things, good sessions, and good study materials, and more things for you in the coming future. Good evening and God bless.
Thank you, Dr. Vismita. Thank you, Rajan sir. Thank you, Anand sir. Thank you, viewers. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rakesh sir,